screen. There's
5 more minutes.
Just below the fairing there. Now the vehicle is nearly fully loaded with propellants, and we did hear a call out that stage 1 prop loading has completed. We are still loading props. And there's that call out that we are beginning that process for that strong back retraction. Propellant loading is continuing on the vehicle and will complete at T-minus 2 minutes. The range is currently green and ready to support liftoff. And if for some reason we do not launch today, we do have a backup opportunity on Friday, February 16th at 1:12 a.m. Eastern Time.
Strong back retract in progress.
And good call-outs there. The strong back retraction is now in progress, and it will be slow and slight. We should see those clamp arms begin to open up there.
Aborted.
And there you can see it on your screen, those clamp arms are now opening up. Again, once they allow the transporter erector, that structure next to the vehicle, to begin to retract away. Should see that TP begin to move away, very slow and slight. But at this point in the countdown, both the first and second stages are nearly fully loaded with 1 million pounds of kerosene, fuel, and liquid oxygen. And there you can see on your screen that TE is now moving away from Falcon 9. Falcon 9 uses 2 propellants, a refined form of kerosene called RP1 or rocket propellant 1 as a fuel, and LOX or liquid oxygen as an oxidizer. Now fire generally... That concludes propellant loading on the vehicle. That means that Falcon 9 is fully loaded with 1 million pounds of kerosene fuel and liquid oxygen. Weather is 90% chance of good weather for T0. And we are just about 30 seconds away from Falcon 9 going into startup. Now that propellant loading is complete, we are beginning to vent out the lines, the propellant lines on that transporter erector there, so you can see more of those white clouds around the vehicle. Startup is coming up here in a couple seconds.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
Great call out. That means that the internal flight computers have now taken over the launch countdown. We are now just waiting the final go from the launch director.
LD, go for launch.
All systems are go for launch of Falcon 9 with the Intuitive Machines lunar payload. succession here. That will be MECO, stage separation, SES-1, and then the boost back burn startup on the first stage vehicle. MECO, or main engine cutoff, is where we shut down all 9 of those M1D engines on the first stage vehicle. That helps slow the vehicle down in preparation for stage separation, which is where the first and second stage will separate. And the first stage booster will begin its trip back to Earth. And the second stage vehicle will ignite that MVAC engine with SES-1, or second stage engine startup 1. And then the boost back burn will begin on the first stage vehicle, which is one of 3 burns that's required for the vehicle to make its way back to today's landing zone.
Stage separation confirmed. Back condition. Stage 1 boost back startup.
And there we saw and heard those callouts for MECO, stage separation, SES-1, and the boost back burn startup on the first stage. Some great views there. Now the first stage is currently performing its boost back burn. This is where we ignite a few of the engines to bring the trajectory towards the landing site. And coming up here shortly will be fairing separation.
Fairing separation confirmed.
And an excellent view of fairing separation and an amazing view of the IM-1 payload attached to Falcon 9's second stage. Fairing deployment has been confirmed, and we will be attempting to retrieve these fairing halves once they fall back to Earth with our recovery vessel, Bob.
Both vehicles are on nominal trajectories.
And some good callouts there. And in about 3 minutes, there will be a couple more burns on our first stage to prepare for landing at landing zone 1 at Cape Canaveral. Again, we've completed the boost back burn on the first stage. That's the first burn of 3. The next burns coming up will be the entry burn and then the landing burn for the first stage vehicle. And we are at T+4 minutes and 17 seconds into today's mission. IM-1 is SpaceX's 14th launch this year, and the lunar lander on board could be the first U.S. moon landing since the Apollo program ended more than 50 years ago. See on your screen that the MVAC engine on the second stage is ignited, and we are currently in the first of 2 planned MVAC burns. Around T+6 minutes, you should see on your screen the first stage's entry burn coming up on that first stage vehicle. Again, that is the second of 3 burns. For the entry burn, we will relight 3 of those M1D engines, starting with the center E9 engine, followed shortly afterwards with the E1 and E5 engines. This helps slow the vehicle down as it enters back into the Earth's atmosphere. Now we need to slow down the vehicle to reduce re-entry forces, and that helps us to recover and reuse the first stage. And again, what you're seeing on your screen is a view of the MVAC engine on the second stage. And you can follow the speed and altitude of both vehicles on the bottom left hand of your screen. That is showing the stage 1 telemetry and stage 2 telemetry on your right hand screen. And we are coming up on the entry burn for the first stage vehicle, which is 20 seconds or so. And what you're seeing on your screen on the left-hand side, it's a little dark there, but that is a view from the first stage. And with the entry burn, we should see that screen